Hooray for Hollyweird, Sean, Lexi, and I don't know, breaking down all your favorite movies, TV shows. I haven't sang that in a while.
Yeah, you fuck it up every single time now.
Oh boy, we are back. Hey, surprisingly, a lot of positive comments about our last episode. So let's keep that train rolling, baby.
Love that for us.
Love that. Guys, given that the okay, the green flag, the pass, you fucked up. You fucked up. I know you're going to look at it, that one off, and be like, that was fun. That was funny. By week 3, week 4 of that, you're going to ask us to cut it out.
And just you bitches wait, because it's about to get real fucking crazy.
It is about to get crazy. So head on over to patreon.com/IHateHorror. We've got new stickers. We've got a poll at bit.ly/Jolly Survey. bit.ly/Jolly Survey. We're doing a survey over there to find out what your top movies are, because we're doing an end of the year thing, and we want to hear what you guys like. What was your favorite? Is it just about movies, or is it about TV too?
We can do whatever the fuck we want. Well, the survey itself is just about movies, but I'm sure we'll be talking about lots of stuff, and probably doing a live recording. There'll be more information on that on Patreon whenever we figure that out.
Yes, there will be. So
but make sure to have your voices heard, America.
Yeah, have your voices heard. I like that. There was something I was going to say about that, but now I can't remember. I'm getting texts, and I'm getting all frazzled here. Anyway, bit.ly. Patreon.com. We are going to have some wild news coming in the next couple of weeks, and we're dishing. We're leaning towards letting an unhinged version of the show air live. Probably not.
That's
saved.
That is the move.
Yes. And I think that's what we're going to do. And it's going to be live. You're going to be able to watch it streaming live. And it's the only time you're going to go unedited. You're going to hear some wild stuff. Just absolutely wild. Speaking of wild, though, do we have a movie for you today?
Boy, do we.
Do we ever? I'm just going to list some things that you might see in this. Clint Howard?
Wow.
Seen this? Talking blobs? Does that sound a little familiar?
You're kidding.
Does that sound a little familiar? A
surfing
blob? A surfing blob?
Windsurfing?
Windsurfing. Yeah, right. It came.
Windsurfing
blobs.
This is a bit of a love story, right?
There's romance. There is heart. There is danger. I think there's a character named Knife in it or something. But Lexi, what are we gonna hit them with today?
We are going to...
Oh, wait, what? What's going on over there? Somebody's whispering something. What's going on over there, Lexi? You look stunned.
I just got word. Warner Brothers has been acquired by Netflix.
Oh my God. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. We got news here, folks. We got a fucking hostile takeover going down right now. SOS. SOS. Help us.
SOC, save our cinemas, bitch.
Save our cinemas. So I think it was last week I did a little bumper kind of talking about the news because it just came out. And a lot has changed since then. And a lot of research was done by Lexi, who put together the largest document ever, and then I made it even larger somehow. So, and also I still haven't fixed my little monitor situation, so I can't look into the camera still. I'm just going to be looking at my laptop. So, sorry about that.
Sorry.
So we got a special episode today. We're going to talk about studios, mergers, media mergers. The whole kit and caboodle. What does this affect? What's the history of stuff like this? Love this. The business side of things.
This is like Sean is like blowing his load over shit like this.
This is true. This is the business side of shit. Money. We're talking dividends. We're talking about shares. We're talking about synergies, baby. I'm excited to talk about it. So this has been going on the last couple weeks. I mean, it's actually been years if you look at it. And very interesting, very detail heavy. If you look into the mix of it, while we call them a media merger, it's not really a merger. This is going to be different, probably. Well, no, it is going to be different.
A total Rudy takeover.
It's going to be a total Rudy takeover if David Ellison has anything to say about it. So, Lex, why don't you hit them with what actually happens in a merger?
What actually happens in a merger, you want to know? Well, in a merger, you got layoffs and restructuring, all right?
Yes.
Someone purchases a company, comes in, you're out of here. You're out of here. We're not doing it like that anymore. We're doing it like this now. Oh, you don't like that? You're fired, bitch. That's what's happening in a merger. Budgets are shrinking or getting fucking huge. Never staying the same, right? It's one or the other. Entire departments are removed or merged, right? This HR guy who used to work in HR, he's now working on your plumbing pipes for some reason because the departments got put together and no one really knows why.
Well, that is one way to look at it. If you can't tell, Lexi's never worked in an office. So I don't think they're looking for the CEO.
Well,
to be
no,
share an office with the plumber. But
an honest example of this in the media space is like, for example, I mean, when BD and Cineverse merged, people who worked at both companies now had to do like a bunch of different roles. Like someone who worked at Cineverse, who when they were there, their department was just like marketing. Now they're having to work on like BD shit that they wasn't really under their job title.
Yeah, and that's an interesting example too, because that bloody disgusting Cineverse thing is a public equity or private equity group that is even worse than like a media merger. That would be the worst thing that could happen in this situation, which by the way, private equity was considering being involved in this. People were not thrilled about it. But, yeah. But yeah, no, that's true. That, and I'll talk about that a little bit later with the synergies, because the synergies is a lot of that. That's
Sean's favorite word in the world.
Well, it's weird because I use the word synergy for you for this thing we're doing, which is true. Synergies is slightly different, but
yeah. Well, tell me what happens with the distribution changes that come with a merger.
Well, it depends on what kind of merger you're looking at. And this is going to impact both here also, but you're looking at the strategies of theatrical releases, what films get shelved, what films get made, how indie labels or wings for specific genres get axed. It's always interesting, and it's always a fucking disaster. And in this space, you're going to have two very interesting disasters that could potentially happen with these, and they're different. They're very different, and that's the crazy part. It's like I don't know who wins in this, and I don't know if I don't think there is.
Certainly not the fans.
The fans are going to lose, baby. It's what we call lose for us.
When this news got announced, People were less pissed on my Instagram than like Trump getting elected. The reaction to this merger has been, I mean, and rightfully so, but just like, it's you would think that like, I don't even fucking know that the A-bomb was getting dropped right now, the way people are reacting on Instagram. It's like, people are like, we're all fucked. We're fucked. Nothing this bad has ever happened in the history of the world.
Were they responding to the Netflix purchase?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go into that in a little bit, but I think it's so interesting. I know the same thing. My understanding is that everyone in Hollywood with the Netflix news was like, this is the worst thing that could have ever happened. But I will. So it's not just internet. It is out there in offices. And
this is our first true Hollyweird story.
This is our first true Hollyweird story. Look at us.
And it doesn't get Hollyweirder than a studio merger.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Why don't you, what are we running at right now? We're at 11 minutes. Do you want to talk about the mergers? Cause I have like a big section in here that I threw in.
Well, I think it's interesting I want to go over like the big studios really fast and like all of their subsidiaries, because I think that's so interesting. So like when it comes to Netflix buying WB, Netflix like really doesn't own anything.
And this is something they've been very proud of. They even said the same month that they put their bid into Warner Brothers, they were publicly out there saying, we're not going to bid on this. We don't buy anything. We make our own stuff. We had licensing, but now it's, we don't purchase. We don't buy TV companies. We don't buy libraries. And we certainly wouldn't buy another streamer. And then for whatever reason, that goes away.
Gotcha! So, Amazon is a huge one.
Yes.
Amazon, I feel like, first of all, everything's fucking owned by Amazon. And I actually wasn't aware of this until Amazon was having like some sort of fucking like technological issue. And it was like every website was fucking down because of it. And I was like looking into it and it's like, yeah, IMDb was down because Amazon fucking owns it. It's like crazy. It goes deeper than we think, guys.
Well,
but
that Amazon thing, they have AWS hosting, which is why they didn't own every site that went down.
So anyway, back to studios. Amazon owns MGM, United Artists, Orion Pictures, and Amazon Studios, because now they're putting out like original content, I guess. The IPs and libraries that they own James Bond, they own Rocky, RoboCop, Pink Panther, Silence of the Lambs universe, Legally Blonde, Addams Family, stuff like that. Other Amazon content, they have Prime Video, Freevee, they own Twitch, and those are pretty much like the big ones. Now Disney is where we're getting real fucking greedy, man. Disney's getting real fucking greedy. The studios that Disney owns, obviously Disney Pictures, Disney Animation, Pixar. They own Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Studios, Searchlight Pictures, Walt Disney Television, ABC, FX, National Geographic, and Blue Sky, the streaming or the like Twitter thing, right? IPs they own: Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Marvel, Alien and Predator, Avatar, Simpsons, Planet of the Apes, all classic Disney. Platforms, they have Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. So Disney's kind of running the show, bitch. Comcast, NBC Universal, they own Universal Pictures, Focus Features, DreamWorks, and Illumination IPs. Jurassic Park, Fast and the Furious, Nintendo, Universal Monsters, part of Halloween, which is interesting, and we should have included a section on like how these franchises get split up and shit, because it's fascinating. But networks, Universal owns NBC, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, and E, and they own Peacock. Now, up to this point, Netflix really only had, like Sean said, Netflix shit. They had Netflix Studios, Netflix Animation, Netflix Games. They didn't own any other studios, no theaters, and no major libraries outside of what they license. What WB owns, therefore Netflix now owns
The fucking motherload.
the fucking motherload, bitch. Deal of a lifetime.
It's fucking crazy. And wait, by the way, before you go into this, wait, does that include HBO stuff or no?
Yes.
Your list. Okay, go then. Go.
Well, okay. So WB owns Warner Brothers Pictures, New Line Cinemas, DC Studios, Warner Animation, HBO, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Discovery Channel, HGTV, Food Network, TLC, CNN, True TV, IPs. They have the DC Universe, they have Harry Potter, they have Conjuring, Looney Tunes, Matrix, Mad Max, legendary back catalog of classics, and the streaming service they own is HBO Max. And that's all I really have. I don't know what you were referencing.
No, I'm referencing the actual libraries themselves. If you take all of that Warner Brothers IP and movies, and then look at HBO's fucking catalog, this is like the absolute fucking motherload of like quality, like library. Like the stuff you're getting out of this is just insane. It's just insane. It's like,
so to sum up, we're shit fucked, guys. We're shit fucked.
But are we? Are we? This is the question. And let's get into this merger specifically. There's been mergers since time in memoriam.
Tale as old as time.
ABC, Columbia, CBS got sold to Westinghouse, a fucking light bulb company. But these were all in an attempt to make conglomerates. And in the 90s, it was weird because they didn't really know what they were doing with them. They were just like, hey, let's buy these things. And we're now going to be the gas and fucking TV channel company. And these things never worked out. They struggled, and then they ultimately always, there's never been a media merger really. I mean, the Disney stuff is, yeah, but most media mergers do not go well, and it's not great. I also think that was like because it was like 90s, so it was like the dawn of the internet, so they were like, I feel like there's something here, but we don't know how to connect the two. But WB obviously is the most interesting, and let's get to the meat of this. So WB first merges in 1990 with Time, the Time magazine group. So they were just magazines primarily, but then they also randomly owned some TV channels. We don't know why. It's fine. But they also own, they did own HBO and Cinemax also for some reason. So that merger happens, and you get Time Warner. Now, stop me if you've heard this one before. Guess who sees this little merger, this Warner Brothers Time merger, and is like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I want to bid on this too.
Who might that be?
Fucking Paramount. Paramount sees this. This is not even a joke. Fucking 1990, Paramount and Warner Brothers were going toe to toe back then too. Paramount sees it, is like, we're going to bid against them. Puts in a bid. Warner Brothers is like, nah, we don't really want to do that with you. And they're like, what the fuck? They tried suing them twice to prevent the merger from happening. And then ultimately the courts were like, that's it. It's happening. Like, leave this alone. So Paramount and WB meet head to head. Paramount loses. They have a good 10-year run until, I don't know if you've ever heard of this company, kids, AOL, America Online.
Let me tell you, I am freaking on and freaking off right now. And so Tyler set up his computer for me to like get on this right now. I came up here, clicked a button. I was somehow on like 2005 AOL. Like, I don't even understand how it happened, but I was like, AIM was like sitting in the corner. I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I did it.
You've got mail. So AOL shows up and is like, And somehow they have not fucking tanked at this point. And I don't know how that's possible, but they're still alive and well and very wealthy. So wealthy, they're like, hey, we're going to buy Time Warner for $183 billion. Now, just a reminder, today, the big Netflix bid was $83 billion. $100 billion less. What the fuck was happening? By the way, this is often cited as one of the worst corporate mergers that have ever occurred. Because it was a fucking disaster. Because as soon as this goes through, and by the way, what was weird was AOL actually did this because they really wanted Time Warner, for some reason, owned fucking high-speed like cable lines, like because they had a cable division, and that's what AOL wanted. They were like, we're AOL in every house. Well, good news. Like a year later, AOL was like, hey, we lost $90 billion in a quarter.
I could double that. I could lose 180 billion in a quarter.
You could. So this all happens. It's a giant shit show. AOL ends up buying them. It falls apart. They start spinning shit off. And then ding dong. Who's there? A fucking cell phone company, AT&T. We want to buy Warner Brothers. And everyone's like, yeah, cool. Because Comcast had just bought the NBC Universal, which you were talking about. So AT&T was like, well, I guess we have to buy a TV thing also. So they do this. And then they're like, hey, this fucking sucks. This fucking sucks. So they spin off Time Warner again. And they're like, anybody want this thing? And first of all, why is Warner Brothers passed around like a dirty tramp? Why is that? Why is it? I'm asking you for real.
I have no fucking idea.
Because everyone's like, Warner Brothers is the pot of gold. And they are literally just tossed around like a fucking hot potato. It's ridiculous. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, it is weird. And like, what studio logo is, fuck, how do I want to phrase this?
Is the most
that
iconic?
You hold closest to your heart. Like, for me, it might be WB or Paramount Pictures.
Oh, mine's New Line Cinema because I used to think they were ladders.
Are they? They're film reels.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I didn't know that until I was in like my 20s.
Me too.
Wait, did you just find out?
Yeah.
Wait, so did you think they were ladders?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Welcome to the club. It's fun to figure out that it's film reels.
They should have made those images a bit more descriptive, if you ask me.
But that was like my favorite when I was a kid because of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's right. So anyway, AT&T spins them off. Discovery, for whatever reason, who knew they had money? They're like, yeah, we'll buy them. And then they merge that so now they have HBO. They put that together with Discovery Plus. Everyone hates it. They split them up again. And then they're like, hey, everything's for fucking sale. Just take us. Please take us. Which, by the way, so there's like a bunch of like pieces obviously under this Warner Brothers Discovery thing. So WB, the Warner Brothers, has the DC Studios. You mentioned that. They also have Cartoon Network though, and TCM. They also have like TBS and a bunch of cable stations. Everyone in the industry is calling that TV station section shitco.
Obsessed.
So it'll be like Netflix is just buying the studio division and HBO. They're not buying Shitco. Paramount's deal includes Shitco. Like,
My
this is how
brain's
people are
going
discussing it.
buzz.
So anyway, then we get to present day. David Ellison, president of Skydance, is like, we're going to buy it all. So with Paramount, you are merging 2 of the 5 major film studios. You're getting TNT Sports, CBS Sports, CNN, and CBS all on the same owner. Massive overlaps here. And Robert Fishman of Moffat Nathanson believed that Paramount Skydance was pursuing a strategy of consolidating streaming and studio businesses to take advantage of a period of industry-wide instability, and that preempting the split by bidding for the entirety of WBD would prevent competitors from cherry-picking the attractive assets of the post-split Warner Brothers company. So what they're doing is Warner Brothers Discovery was going to split these things up for sale to sell in pieces. And that's why Paramount put in their offers so early. And that's when all the other companies were like, hey, we want to put in offers. And Warner Brothers Discovery was like, okay. Paramount, never mind. We have other suitors here. Other suitors have entered the door. Netflix was never going to be a top competitor for this. Everyone was like, Netflix is out. Like, this just isn't what they do, because like you mentioned, they don't buy anything. So it seemed like it was a slam dunk for Paramount. Then the news came out that Netflix had won the war somehow, even though, and then now it's a mess, because now Paramount is going in for a hostile takeover, which means they are going to their shareholders. They wrote a letter to them, and the letter said, hey, Netflix isn't going to give you as much money as we're willing to give you, and we'll pay $30 a share, whereas Netflix was going to pay you $27.75. And we're taking Shitco off your hands. So You're welcome. We want Shitco. So that's kind of where we're at now. That's the current state of things at the moment. So this is all up in the air. And Paramount is going to sue Netflix for sure.
Netflix is very interesting because of the range of the quality of their content.
Agreed.
Their TV shows generally are like exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Their films, oh boy. And it's weird because it's like you have Frankenfuck, for example. Phenomenal. But then you see what they do with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right. And it is weird. It is weird. And a lot of filmmakers won't use them, but a lot do. Obviously, Guillermo del Toro does, but there are a few that are like refuse to go on Netflix. And I don't know. And Netflix has promised that if they buy Warner Brothers, they will continue to release movies theatrically.
We'll see about that, bitch.
That's not going to happen.
Well,
because they have commitments for certain movies already, so those will be theatrical, and they think that that's the language that they will use once the thing gets passed through.
So this part's interesting to me, and I don't know what the fuck he did to the document or what your strategy here is, but I do want to talk about studios and movie theaters because there's a very interesting history with that. So we're going to give you right now a little crash course in Hollywood studio power. Back in the day, what a studio used to be. All right. Production. Major studios controlled every step of filmmaking. Paramount, MGM, Warner Bros. Actors, directors, and writers were bound to long-term contracts, sometimes 5 to 7 years, giving studios total creative control. So you sold your soul back in the day. You wanted to be in a little pickaroony?
You want
sell
to be
your
in
soul.
a big picture?
Spill your blood on this contract. All right? Studios own physical resources, backlot, stages, costumes, props, which I mean that hasn't changed all that much. Distribution. Studios did not just make movies, they controlled how and where they were distributed. Block booking. Theaters had to buy packages of films, often sight unseen, to secure desirable titles. So this is interesting, and I actually wish I had delved a bit further into this because...
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off just for 2 seconds. I also thought this was like the most interesting thing. When I was reading your notes, I was like, wait, what the fuck? I think this is awesome. Or wait, no, yeah. It was the block booking and the blind bidding.
Yeah, blind bidding.
That's fucking sick.
Exhibitors had to agree to book films without screening them first. So what's interesting about this present day and how this has been restructured a bit, I really wish I had looked further into this, because it's like, I think people often confuse distributors and production companies.
Oh yeah, always.
Because I know that, like, I did. So,
I do.
And there's a lot of like blurring of the lines. Like a lot of times distributors do like fund movies, but for example, again, back to Cineverse, they distributed Terrifier 2 and 3, but they distributed and produced like the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. So them like getting their hands dirty in filmmaking is like a newer thing. But it used to just be, essentially, my understanding is that they were the ones who worked with theaters and negotiated those deals and shit, right?
The distributors?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, back in the day, it was a lot more.
It was the studios doing most
we
of
do
the distribution.
Everything.
Which
Yeah.
is why I think there is confusion still to a lot. Not confusion, but just like forgetfulness, because those studios do their own distribution. The major ones. So it's like, once you start diving into the smaller films is when you're like, you learn about this whole distribution fucking thing, which does it even make sense to me? Not really, but that's okay.
Yeah. So back to like the block booking, blind bidding. This lets studios funnel lower quality films into theaters by tying them to must-have hits. So what's interesting about this is like, there's two sides to this coin for me, because it's like a lot of filmmakers want to make these like shitty little movies. And it almost seems like under this format, they would have been allowed to more. But it also just seems like they maybe would have fucking hated it, because the studio could have been like, yeah, we're not trying to spend money on this. We're not giving you a huge budget, but we'll give you theatrical distribution because these fuckers already blindly bought it. So we have that already, Yeah,
no, I mean, it could be just something that like because I mean, you're talking about like periods where they weren't like doing dailies and like reviews like that. So I feel like they often just got a movie and were like, holy fuck, like we put so much money into this. This is the fucking movie. Like, this can't fucking happen to us. Like, what the fuck? We're going to have to fucking sell it to them. We're going to tie it to this other movie.
Well, and moving into what I find the most fascinating about the history of all of this is movie theaters themselves. And I don't know that I was super privy to this up until I went to Universal Orlando for the first time, because they have a Cinemark on City Walk. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I thought they would have like a Universal theater, but that is like forbidden.
What's forbidden?
Studios owning movie theaters, except apparently it's not anymore. But for the longest time, studios were legally not allowed to own movie theaters. So like when Universal Orlando was built, they could not have a Universal theater. It had to be like a Cinemark or...
That's so crazy.
So studios used to own theaters themselves, especially major urban picture palaces. All right. These studio-owned theaters had guaranteed screens for the studio's film, shutting out competition. So it was like, we're only showing our fucking shit, bitch.
This is crazy, yeah.
Which it is, because it does create like a total monopoly. It's like, we're not showing fucking anything else. Like,
yeah.
You want to see some fucking like podunk Paramount pick? Head 2 hours out of town, bitch. Like, we don't do that here. Like, that is fucking nuts.
Paramount. We don't show no Paramount pictures here.
So 5 of the big 8 studios owned extensive chains, except, I mean, Paramount MGM, Fox, and Warner Brothers are the ones that matters. They all owned extensive chains of theaters that they only showed their own pictures at. By controlling the theaters, studios controlled ticket prices, showtimes, which film played, and the length of the runs. Sounds a little bit like Nazi Germany to me. A little bit. I'm just saying. The studios controlled the entire pipeline from creation to consumptions. Independent filmmakers and small distributors struggled to get screens. The monopoly power set the stage. All right. For the 1948 Supreme Court case, United States versus Paramount Pictures, which dissolved vertical integration and forced studios to divest their theater chains.
Is Paramount a little catty?
They might be.
I feel like they're fucking just always in the middle of something. They always got shit going on. They're always suing somebody. They're like, hey, who's selling what? I want to get involved in that. And then
they are that girl in high school that was like, I hate fucking drama. I hate it. But did you hear that Warner Brothers fucked Netflix's boyfriend at the party last week?
That's fucking weird. We should tell somebody. He's kind of old.
They do
probably tell her mom. I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, and then it gets back to mommy, and here comes Paramount being like, I didn't say anything.
No, I would never.
I was expressing a little bit of concern about the situation, but I wasn't trying to get her in trouble. So, the Paramount Supreme Court case. In 1948, there was a Supreme Court decision which effectively ended the vertically aligned and integrated studio system. At the time, again, major studios controlled every part of the movie business. They made the films, distributed them, and owned the theaters they played in. The government sued the studios for violating antitrust laws, arguing that practices like block booking and guaranteed exhibition created an unfair monopoly that shut out independent producers and theaters. Which, yeah, the court agreed, forcing studios to sell off their theater chains and banning the practices that kept competitors locked out. This ruling reshaped Hollywood, breaking the power of the old studio system and opening the door for independent filmmaking, new distributors, and a more diverse theatrical market.
That is crazy. I loved that.
I know. It's fascinating. And I mean, again, just reiterating the importance of it, because it's like, yeah, fucking independent film couldn't have ever had a life if these theaters were owned by the companies who make movies. Like, Paramount's never going to fucking show like a little Shutter flick, you know?
Right.
What the fuck do they care?
Yes.
But yeah, block booking that Sean loves so much was the practice of forcing theaters to license films in bundles. If an exhibitor wanted a big buzzy studio release, they also had to book a slate of smaller or low quality films. Combined with studio-owned theaters, this created an effective monopoly where the major studios controlled everything. They controlled everything.
Absolutely everything.
And like forcing people to buy a smaller films so that they can get like, just say Jaws, for example, is crazy business.
Yes. It is crazy business.
So then, very recently, so once the decrees took effect, meaning that studios could no longer own theaters, studios sold their theaters. Independent exhibitors finally had access to screens that could choose their own programming. This allowed regional theaters, art houses, and mom and pop cinemas to thrive. Without their own theater chain, studios had no built-in pipeline for new releases. They had to compete for bookings, negotiate with theaters, and market films more aggressively. It also meant studios could not automatically push out smaller competitors or guarantee long exclusive runs for their films. Now, 5 years ago, this was reversed.
5 years ago?
In 2020, the Department of Justice sunsetted all of the decrees. But the thing is, it doesn't change anything now. Like, theaters, it's not like these studios are now buying theaters because everything is moving to streaming. That essentially, them reversing this in 2020, like, we're so far gone from theaters like being as important as they were that it really hasn't changed anything.
Yeah. That's crazy though.
It is crazy, especially when you look at it against the climate at the time when it was like made into law versus
Yeah.
now. Because when it was passed, I mean, it must have changed fucking everything creatively in the world at the time.
Wait, so Sony already owns Alamo Drafthouse.
Do they?
Yes. 2024.
Interesting.
That is fucking interesting.
Hmm.
That's an interesting interesting move. Are you still going with the black booking?
I mean, that's pretty much all I have on that. I did find two like silly little things just in regards to mergers. Ted Turner bought MGM for 74 days and accidentally kept half of it. In 1986, Turner bought MGM, then immediately realized he couldn't afford it.
And just gave it back to him.
He sold most of it back, but kept MGM's entire pre-1986 film library, including The Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind, and thousands of others.
Oh, and that's what TCM was?
Yeah.
That's cool as fuck.
He used it to launch Turner Classic Movies. And then there was one, Amazon bought MGM mainly for James Bond, but legally they still don't own James Bond.
That's true.
They paid $8.4 billion for MGM, partly because of the 007 IP, but the Bond franchise is controlled by Eon Productions, which is a family-owned business. So Amazon actually can't make a Bond movie without calling these people and getting their approval.
No, I think we actually talked about that on like one of the early Hollyweirds, because I was listening to it, and I guess the family is real tight. Like, they're real fucking tight about it. Like, they're not like the most like, yeah, do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so they might just be like, nah. But I don't see that happening.
And then the only other one I have that was interesting, and again, I wish I had looked more into this, but you might know something about it. New Line was absorbed because of Lord of the Rings lawsuits. So New Line was thriving, and then they were sued for massive unpaid royalties related to Lord of the Rings merchandise and profits, and the financial hit and corporate pressure led Warner Bros. To collapse it into the main studio, which is when New Line, I mean, I feel like I've started seeing New Line title cards more a little bit again.
Yeah.
But my understanding of this is that New Line owned Lord of the Rings, and then they just like weren't paying royalties, and Warner Brothers was like, fuck me. Like, I guess you guys are just like, New Line's gone. It's just Warner Brothers now. Like, you guys are fucking blowing it.
It was a spanking. It was a spanking. You guys can't control your fucking selves. Daddy can eat you alive. That's fucking funny.
But like, creatively speaking, I wrote down that a recent example of this is Saw 11 was canceled. Now, while this isn't a direct result of a merger, like shutting it down, it kind of is, because producer Oren Cowles, I don't know how to say it, the cancellation was due to internal disagreements creatively. So like, this happened because of the acquisition of rights by Blumhouse, where now there are too many cooks in the fucking kitchen and they all have to agree on the same thing. Like, when studios buy these either smaller studios or IPs, now a lot of times these contracts are like, yeah, you can buy it and like profit off of it, but we still have part creative control. So then like many fucking people have to agree on the same thing for a movie to get made.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy.
What is the world we live in?
It's fucking nuts.
And like, to the point where Michael B. Jordan is able to be like, I'm going to you can only own my movie for 5 years. And then I get it all. And they were like, yeah, well, it's useless fucking, we need IP. We don't need original shit. So sure. And now it's the fucking biggest thing in the world. Fucking crazy.
It is. It's all so fucking fascinating. And like, there are so many offshoots of this that aren't necessarily like the media mergers, but like, it's just everyone's playing fucking chess in Hollywood. It is just like twisted mind games all of the fucking time.
Yeah. So actually, I've got a good mind game here. So Netflix puts in their offer for WBD, right? They're announced as the winner. Did you get the Netflix email, by the way, or no?
No, because it's under my brother's email.
Oh, did you see it or no? They sent out this crazy email because it's not official. It still has to go through like all the government things. But so Netflix is announced as the winner. Paramount immediately is like, no. Like we also put in a bid. And then they claim that Ellison from Paramount was texting Zaslav like the whole time, and then Zaslav ghosted him from WBD and just stopped returning his texts. This is on the record that they're saying this, that the CEO got ghosted via text, being like, "Are we winning? Are we winning?" And then suddenly it was just quiet, and they didn't get anything. Then Netflix was announced as the fucking winner.
That's so embarrassing.
It's really fucking embarrassing. So
to sum all of
Netflix sent out this email that was like, "Hey everyone, get excited. We own everything now, and can't wait to share this with all of you." Like, kind of like just rubbing it in their fucking faces. Like,
Hollyweird is high school, bitch.
It is.
It is fucking high school.
It is.
You have the mean girls, like you have the dorks, you have the outcasts.
You do.
It's fucking nuts.
So Paramount then starts the hostile takeover, right? And now we're done with this. We don't know. Netflix hasn't won this, by the way. Netflix does not own Warner Brothers Discovery right now. That's insane.
That is.
But the question is, who do you want to see own it?
Fucking, let's put a bid in.
Do you want Paramount to own it, or do you want Netflix to own it?
I mean,
who do you think will take care of it?
I would have to say Paramount, but even if Paramount buys it in a fucking year, it's going to be up for auction again. Like,
yeah, I know.
You know, I think that if Netflix is the one who ends up owning it, I think it will stay there for a very long time, like past our lifetimes, probably.
Yeah.
Whereas if Paramount buys it, it's going to be
a mess.
Fucking right again. We're back.
Now, question though, did Netflix put in a bid? Because they never wanted to own anything. Did they do this on a defensive angle to just absolutely finally put the nail in the coffin of like Paramount Plus and ending the streaming wars?
It's possible.
Was it a defensive move to just take it away from them?
It's possible. And when you said that, it just occurred to me kind of like, I think studios owning theaters is very similar to studios owning streaming services now.
Yeah. I actually think you might be right on that.
That is like the modern, because I was just thinking it's such a fucking nightmare when you're trying to stream shit. You have to go to a million different fucking places to find the movie you want, where it's like, if there is just one streaming service, it's a monopoly, bitch. It's a theater. It's a studio owning a theater.
Yeah.
They can only push the titles that they have financial stake in, you know?
Nuts. That's so nuts. But it's funny now because they're all losing money. Almost all of them are losing money. So they're like, I go on some of these like offshoot streamers like Paramount or like Peacock, and I'll see like an HBO show on it. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Because they're just like, we need better shows. Let's just borrow it from our competition.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. And it's like, I wonder, I mean, streaming is so fucking massive and just like what everyone does. Mm-hmm. And we'll go over this in our yearly like award show wrap up thing of 2025. This was a good year for theaters, I think.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know. I've heard it wasn't a great year for turnout, but I think quality wise it was good. I still have to catch up on a lot of the flickaroos this year.
Well, I mean, and I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now, but like, fucking, I can't imagine this wasn't like the most lucrative year since COVID.
I know it was trending down for a while, like a couple months ago, but I don't know.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
When I was putting the poll together and shit and kind of starting to go over like my yearly ranking top 10, I was like, that fucking came out this year.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was like jam packed. Like every month had like some hitters in it.
And what I want to look up, this is like now.
Actually, you might be right because this is the most I've gone to the theaters in a long time.
Well, I take credit for that, bitch.
Well, yeah, because you're like, we have to do a show on this. Then we don't even do a fucking episode on it.
Well, I'm looking up. That's true. I'm looking up what Oscar predictions are for next year.
Yeah, I looked at some of those. They're not great.
We can get more into it for a like yearly wrap up thing.
Yeah, well, the Golden Globes nominees were announced, so we can kind of look at that. But they also nominated 12 people for Best Male Actor.
If it's not Michael B. Jordan.
There's 12 of them. I mean, throw a rock, you'll probably hit. I'm sure he is. Everyone is, I guess. 12 nominees is crazy. Just give us 4, 5.
Should we do this year the Oscars live?
Oh, that would be really fun.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. But I don't know if live would be as good as just like, we could do a live after, live pre, live after.
Or we could just fucking be live. People can peter in if they want to be.
And live reactions.
Yeah, the Oscars last year was so fun.
It was. But I'm starting early. I've been chiseling away at those.
I mean, I think we haven't gotten a lot of what's going to be nominated yet.
I don't know. What else is coming out? Wait, by the way, can we stop? Because we just started another episode, basically.
Welcome to part 2.
We were just like moving on. Let's talk about something else.
Now, listen, you and I have talked about this in private a bit. I've talked to Tyler about it ad nauseum. I got to get it off my chest here and now. The marketing for Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Wait, save this. This is a Patreon app.
I mean, I'll say it with my whole fucking chest, but there's a lot to discuss there.
There is.
There's a lot to discuss.
Wrap up our thoughts on this fucking thing.
So, I mean, I've wrapped them up.
Well, I have some shit, all right?
Tell me. Lay it on me.
Shit for you.
Lay it on me.
Here's the question. Well, the question was, who is it? Who's better hands? How do you say that? How would you say that? Who is it in better hands with? Netflix, who's promised to continue doing studio releases or theater releases. They won't. But the thing is, what I mentioned earlier, the synergies is a big key here. Synergies is overlapping things that you would use to cut costs, which Lexi mentioned earlier, that happen in these mergers. Netflix's listed synergies in their deal is $2 billion. And almost all of that goes to tech. And their tech is like a $3.1 billion budget in their company. So they're going to be able to get rid of all of the other tech stuff that Warner Brothers Discovery has. Saves $2 billion right there. And what people really like about this is they're not going to be cutting because they don't have any studios. They don't have like theatrical releases. They're not going to fire anyone. They don't have anyone to fire. There's less overlap.
It would really come down to just how this would shake out if Netflix was the winner. But as someone whose reprieve from this cruel life is the movie theater, it does stress me out because the difference with this would then be like these huge movies and like blockbusters and shit. Warner Brothers, Netflix now would be getting a cut of theatrical tickets, which does change it a bit. However, I mean, how many people downloaded, like signed up for Netflix to watch Frankenstein? Like that is their mindset.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
it's like, we could put this in theaters and make like 20% off of the ticket sales, or we put this on Netflix and people have to pay $15 to watch it.
Right.
Which is where it gets scary.
And the theaters hate Netflix too. So they're probably, I don't know what they're making of this, but they're probably like, God damn it. Like, we don't want to do business with them because Netflix is like, fuck you guys. Like,
well, and I don't know exactly what Netflix's policy is for theatrical releases. Frankenstein, for example, I believe they only put it out in theaters for the Oscars because I think that's like part of the rule.
That's usually what they'll do. Yeah.
But if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, are we going to see a change in the rules for the Oscars in the next few years that now theatrical screens no longer matter?
That fucking sucks. I don't know. I hope not. That would be, see, now you're rubbing me the wrong way. The one thing that scares me about the Netflix thing too is, and I said this in the last week's episode, but if HBO's been in my life for so long and I've loved HBO forever. It's like the streamer. I'm always like, I will pay. I never will get rid of this. This is my home. If HBO is reduced to like a fucking tile on Netflix's like home screen, I will snap. If they're just like, yeah, here's a little HBO area. We'll give you a few shows. Not all of them, just some of them. They rotate in and out. I'll lose my fucking mind. I will lose my mind.
So, do you have a studio who you think, and this could be smaller ones, like a lot of art house ones are coming out now, A24, for example, that any movie they put out, you're like excited about? Do you have anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Do you? I'd have to like.
I like Neon a lot.
Okay, Neon is one for, yeah. I get it. Can I get a list of, I don't know.
Let's see here.
Current not shitty studio.
Because like I don't really fuck with A24 the way that some people do. That's no secret to anyone who listens to this show. But they do have a clear identity, and I think a lot of studios don't.
Lionsgate, I'm a no. By the way, you know who came out with an amazing fucking, what do you do? Are they called title cards? What are they called? Like production cards?
Sure. Like the
when it's like the production company.
Yeah, I mean,
studio.
I don't know what their actual name is, but
anyway, you know who came out with a fucking sick one? Apple. Blew me away. You have to look at it. It's so cool, and it's very simple, and it's like the Apple comes and it's like flipping like pages, but it's color, and they did it all with practical effects. They use real fucking glass.
That's fun.
And stop motion it to make it, dude. And
I wish I could remember exactly what they are right now. But sometimes I go to the theater and some studio throws up their production card and I'm like, that's the best you got, bitch. That's what you decided on?
Dude, why are I just want like a basic list and I want pictures. I like pictures. I want to see like all the little studios. Are they, would we call them independent?
I suppose. I'm going to look up films.
Lionsgate. I got some. Lionsgate. Sometimes that makes me excited. IFC. No.
I like most of what IFC puts out.
I'm here to listen. If I see IFC, you've got a couple seconds not to piss me off, and within a couple of seconds whether it's some weird drama that you would just bash your head into a wall rather than watch, or if it's just like a decent flick that they're putting out, and immediately, so fast. You're like, God damn it. There's like a woman waking up in her underwear, walking. And you're like, oh God, here we go. Here it is.
Well, you know what's crazy is pretty universally everyone hates Blumhouse now, I feel like.
Dude, but they're like getting a bad rap in the industry too. It's really fucking weird. Like the industry is like, Jason Blum is like on his last fucking legs right now because they're like fucking, all their shit is tanking. And they're spending tons of money on licenses.
Dog shit fucking movies. Except didn't they just like sign some sort of deal with James Wan?
Yeah, they did. Dude, that's what I'm saying. They're signing all these deals, but like the shit they're putting out isn't fucking hitting.
These studios get too big for their fucking bridges because Blumhouse used to be fun in concept, even though I wasn't a fan of the actual like movies they put out. It was cool in concept. You had Jason Blum funding people, and from my understanding of interviews I've listened to and shit, he pretty much fucked off. Like he was like artist forward, where like the director could really call most of the shots for it. But
yeah,
boy, they played it too fast and loose with that concept. They did.
And then they also hitched their fucking wagon to like fucking IP and then made weird shit that people were like, we did not ask for this.
Well, I think the Halloween trilogy is when the public really turned on Blumhouse.
I also agree with that. Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this one up. There's no news. We don't know. Who do you want to win? Oh, by the way, one thing I should mention before we wrap up, to just put in your low cap and then let's just say who we would rather have on it. If Paramount does this, they have, I said Netflix has 2 billion overlap that they're going to reduce. They're not going to be firing a lot. They have to keep a lot of the same people on because it's not an overlap. Whereas Paramount's overlap is $6 billion in synergies. They will be cutting $6 billion of people because the studio portion, why do they need 2 HRs?
Right.
They already have a studio. They already have a studio HR.
Yeah.
So we're going to get rid of Warner Brothers studio HR. The duplication there is $6 billion that they're going to cut of people's jobs, which is why I don't know why people aren't more like pro Paramount, but I also get why they are anti Netflix.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But anyway, where do you want to see this end up? Or do you want it to hopefully just all stop? Everyone just stops again.
Yeah, I want it all to stop. Let's all go to the movies and get some popcorn. Let's chill out a bit.
Really chill out. You know,
reconvene at a later date.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Real hot, real fast. Paramount showed up as usual, causing a fucking stir. They just always start shit. They're always fucking starting shit. And they're also that person that after they start it and after it's like, all right, enough. They're like, yeah, but, and then fucking start it all up again.
I get them.
They're like, we're bidding, and then they lose, and then they're like, what the fuck? They're like, no, we're going to sue you. And then they're like, okay, we can't do that. And they're like, all right, we're just going to hostile take over your organization. What
That's me. Doing? I'm Paramount.
Well, you are Paramount. You are Paramount. That is a problem. There's also a lot more intricacies I wish we could have talked about, but because you got a whole political thing going on now too with Trump.
Yeah.
Being pro Paramount, not pro Netflix. This is a juicy story.
Very juicy. We will continue to update as it goes along.
Live updates.
So before we head off, I just want to say, I don't know if anyone listened to this episode and if anyone's hearing my voice right now, but we are going to be doing our top 10 ranking live, which is the Hollyweird 2025 award show. I don't know what that means. It's just what we're calling it. We're just going to be going over our top 10 ranking. But if you made it this far, email us your top 10 list. I'm actually very curious. Survey at bit.ly/Jolly Survey. That's JOLLYSURVEY. bit.ly/Jolly Survey. email us your top 10. Patreon is going to be where the live show's at. Instagram, keep updated on Instagram because there's going to be a few more movies that come out actually, I don't know, but anything that's left off of the survey, there'll be Instagram polls in place of its spot on the survey. Like Silent Night, Deadly Night's going to be like an Instagram poll. So just come hang out, fill out your survey, email us your top 10. And if you don't want to do all that, email us your favorite and least favorite.
Should we do a game that they can play where they have to guess our picks just knowing how terrible they're going to be? They have to like guess what we're going to pick as like 1 through 10.
Well, just our favorite would probably
No. Not for the poll. I'm saying in addition to. I'll create a little pamphlet.
Yeah, that's fun.
To play at home during the live.
That's fun. Yeah, we'll have to flesh this idea out a bit more. But email us either your top 10 or your favorite and least favorite of the year. Lexi and I Hate Horror or Sean and I Hate Horror. Or Boognish 1985 on Instagram. Let him know your top 10 of the year.
Make sure you CC him on that.
It's Joe at I Hate Horror.
And also like give what you think Joe would like too. Hey, and 2 messages, not one message. You have to double tap it. Love you, Joe. I wonder if he's gotten any messages about it. I feel like he would have told us. He would have been furious.
I think Joe might be dead. Like
no, I've talked to him a couple times.
Well, come on, hang out. Keep eyes on our Instagram and Patreon. That's where our end of the year shebang details will be posted.
Yes, ma'am. That is true. And anyway, that's it.
Are you going to wear a tuxedo?
Yeah.
I'll get me a dress. Should
I
wear a tuxedo?
Yes. Should I wear a dress?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, done. Hey everyone, thank you all so much. And for Lexi, this is Sean. Stay Hollyweird, baby.